All right, guys. So let's get started with Q&A. So we just set up our private family trust. And I know I went through a lot of information there. So I'm going to open up the floor for Q&A. So go ahead and raise your hand so that I can answer your questions. So we have Kenya.
Hi, Christine. How are you?
I'm good.
Um,
How are
I,
you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask you about the trustee, right? Are we are able to donate to our own ministry?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Um, and how do we pay taxes for the trust?
So you would file taxes with a tax preparer, and the trust files a 1041. So
Everyone.
you as a person, you file a 1040, the trust files a 1041. It's like the same process.
Okay, one. I think this. I got like two more questions. But what
Yeah, go
happens?
ahead.
Yeah, what happens when purchasing something for purchasing another property or a car or anything else, do we give the do they do we just give the EIN number, or do we also have to give our like personal information where they check our credit score to be able to buy another property? How does that work?
Yeah, so what you can do is you can build credit for the
Hmm.
trust. And yeah, all you have to do is give your EIN. So when you're going and opening up a bank account, you're going to give the trust name and EIN. When you're going to go and purchase a car, you're going to give the trust name and EIN. If you already built credit for your trust, then they'll be able to open up the credit profile. So your trust can build credit, and we're going to do that together on Thursday, where I'll show you how to establish your credit profile for the entity.
Another thing, if I put they could get their retribution by the age 30, what happened with the trust?
What do you mean? What do you mean
For
what happened?
example, you said that if they, they will get their retribution by the age 30, right?
Yeah.
And what happened with the trust if all the beneficiary won their part?
So if a beneficiary wants their part before they reach that eligible age, they have to cash in their TCUs. So they're not going to receive distributions. They're going to, they're going to have to exit the trust organization. So you can also make sure that they can receive, partial, like for example, that spendthrift provision,
Mm-hmm.
it's that it's not that they're not going to receive no money before 30, it's that they're not going to receive the full amount before 30.
Okay.
So you can decide, hey, you're going to receive 10% now, and then once you hit 30, you can start receiving 100.
And one last question, because I know a lot of people probably, but for the when signing the trust, right?
Mhm.
And notarizing, don't we have to add in each of them the trustee and the co-trustee in all of them at the end when we sign the grantor and the trustee? If we're gonna have
No,
to,
no. So the co-trustees do not have to sign anything but the certificate of trust. So you do have to add them to the certificate of trust, but they don't have to sign the actual indenture or any of the schedules or the distribution.
so add co-trustee. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
to the certificate of trust. You're welcome.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Hey Tony, how are you?
There we go. I'm fine. How you
All
doing?
right. Awesome, awesome. It's always a pleasure, Tony.
Thank you. Hey, on this TCU business, I know that she asked you the question before. So if you issue those certificates, do the beneficiaries, can they cash them in? And then like if you have a house asset, then you got to sell it to pay them off?
Yeah, they can exit. So usually it's when the actual trust is due to expire. So if they don't agree with the renewal of the trust, then at that point they can cash in their TCUs. So it's not like next year or anything. There's certain provisions.
Okay, so like you had it like 100 years out. So they they'd have to live that long in order to receive it other than the distributions. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. And then I had another question on taxes, which what you do, because if you have the house in there, you got to fund it. And I realize that you have to do taxes. So basically you're just going to get taxed on if there's any money left over in the trust, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so the whole goal is for you to expend as much, and whatever is left over you are taxed on, so you want to donate it to your ministry so that you're not taxed.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Next we have Luisa. Hi.
Greetings. Great
Greetings.
sunrise to everyone.
Thank
Um,
you.
I have two questions, well, maybe three. So you in the beginning, you were saying when you assigned trustees and you could have a co-trustee. So as I start now, I put two, but do two people have to notarize the documents now, or can it just be me? And then if something happens to me, then my successor will pick would pick the first co-trustee.
Okay, so the only person who notarizes the trust right now is the first trustee, which is you. So
Mhm.
even if you appoint a co-successor right now, they don't have to notarize anything but the certificate of trust if you want them to be an acting trustee.
Okay, if I want them to be acting. So if something
Yeah.
happens to me, they'll succeed me, and then they would actually get the co-trustee and they'll do everything else.
Yeah, they can
Okay.
appoint a co-trustee, and then they will have to execute a new certificate of trust once they become an acting trustee.
Okay. Okay. And then the other thing I had was about family seal and logo. Am I able to do that with my trust too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can have a family seal and logo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And that is really good information. So that's what's coming next. Me talking about the crest and stuff like that. So thank you for that, Louisa. All right, next we have
Thank
Ashley.
you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Ashley, hey.
Hi. Okay, so my first question is, can the same property that I put into my business trust be put into the family trust and vice versa?
If you want to do 50-50 on the deed, you can have two trusts on the deed.
Two trusts on the deed.
Yeah, so this one property, but like I don't know what your strategy is. So in order for you to get full protection over that
Mhm.
specific property, you only need to put it in one trust. So
Okay.
I don't know why you would want to put it in two trusts unless you want to, like, split income or something like that. Or what I've seen in some families is I have my trust, my sibling has their trust, we're going into business together. So both of our trust is going to be either on the LLC or on the house or on, anything. So that you can very well do that to where you have two trusts going into business or ownership of an asset.
Okay. And when we were talking about the amount of net worth that our trust has in order to donate to our ministry, now since you had it set at 100,000, is that like advised? Is it not advised to go higher? What would be, I guess, what would be a better option?
So that's actually the minimum. So that's the
Okay.
threshold. So you would have to reach 100,000 in your cash flow or your net worth in order for the organization to be qualified to start doing distributions to the ministry trust. And so it's up to your discretion if you want to do that. You don't have to, you don't have to necessarily reach it because it's your threshold.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's your discretion. So if you wanted to start distributing to your ministry trust and you only have cash flow of 50, you can still do it even though the indenture says 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the iPostal address, I went on the site. There were multiple options. I was not sure what to pick, the virtual mailing address or the virtual business address.
Yeah, so the best option is the business address.
The business. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then one more thing, that page that you were just on for the administrative contact, I don't see that. Is that something we just add? We add a page?
Yeah, you can. But
Okay.
we do have the template. So let's see. Aya, can you drop the administrative contact page in the chat? And then it's gonna be in your emails as well. So it's probably not in the one that you received yesterday or today, maybe tomorrow, but it's there.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Next we have Lewis. Hey, Lewis.
Hi, it's actually
Stacy.
Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
I don't know why I picked up my husband's name, but
Girl,
uh,
you could let's rename you, okay? Because I don't know
okay.
what is that. Let's rename you.
All right.
Stacy. All right, perfect. So how are you, Stacy? Is it Stacy with an E?
Yes.
Okay, Stacy with an E. All right, Stacy.
So my question is about the taxes. So you said it's
Mhm.
1041,
Yeah.
but I've come across it very difficult to find an accountant that does 1041s. Do you have anybody that you recommend? Do you have a list of people or?
Yeah, I
'Cause
do. I have a few CPAs that file trust taxes. So I
okay.
mean it's not like regular tax preparers, it's CPA.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if you're working with CPAs. I have a CPA and I have CPAs within my organization. So I can definitely recommend one. And then I know that you just joined yesterday, last night. So I do have some training videos in there regarding the 1041 and the taxes and stuff, okay?
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, next we have Terry. Hey Terry, it's always a pleasure. I love Terry. Hey Terry, how are you?
Hey Christine, I'm doing
Hey,
good.
hey,
How are you
hey.
today?
Great, great, great.
So my question is about the TCU. What
Yes.
exactly does a TCU look like? And do you have to get like bond paper or stock certificate paper or something to print those out?
Oh yeah, that's great. Usually it looks just like a certificate, like like a school certificate where it says your achievements and stuff like that. So that's what it looks like. So you can very well do that to where you issue a certificate like 50 units to such and such name, you print it out, you hand it to them. So that is a process that you can take. And the other way is just by, having it stay within your trust and for them to, to have that awareness that they possess the TCUs. It's kind of like how we have, stocks and it just stays like online and we don't physically have like paper associated with it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we have Jay. Hey, Jay.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired. I'm sorry. I've been missing in action on doing this class. It's just schedule, conflict of schedule. I wanted to make sure I come on and ask when we'll be able to get together so that I can really start getting into this and start getting my stuff done today. Um, that's the first question. And then the other question is when will if I'm constantly traveling, do I need to have trust in multiple states?
Oh yeah, so you don't need trust in multiple states because it's a domestic trust, so you can use it all over the country. The only thing is that you won't be able to use it in other countries, just the United States. So you don't know what what the laws are or anything else in those other countries. So I'm not sure if you're doing international or not, but you can do it anywhere domestically. So it doesn't matter if you're in Georgia, New York, California. And then as far as my schedule, so we can just email back and forth to see what the best time is for us. But I have afternoons available this week, and then next week is pretty open. So just let me know what your schedule is because I know it's demanding.
Yes. And then so the other question was the EIN. If we were getting an EIN, isn't that bringing us back into the jurisdiction
Yeah,
of?
you asked me that yesterday. So yes, it is.
I'm
It is.
sorry.
You probably left when I answered it. You probably wasn't even in the room. So
Yeah,
that's That's fine, Jay. So yes, if you apply for an EIN with the IRS owns that number, right? And they even own the 98 number, right? But yes, you are dragging it back into the jurisdiction of the United States, and you still do have to pay taxes, okay, on these for-profit, even on these for-profit entities. So the alternative to that is if you want, you can apply for a 98 number instead. And that is going to be considered a foreign entity doing business here in the United States. So you do have to go through a manual process to do that, where you will fill out the form and then you'll call the number and then you'll read out every section on the form. You do need a foreign address in order to qualify to be considered a foreign entity. Another thing is with the whole 98 number, you are still going to be required to pay taxes. If you are generating the US dollar, you still have to pay, taxes, okay?
Boo. Down with taxes. Tired of paying taxes. Okay. So what I'll do is reach out to you, schedule a meeting so we can further go over everything. But I definitely appreciate you.
Sounds good.
Christine, I don't want to interrupt. This is Kenya, but I open a PMA with a foreign EIN number, but I have had difficulty opening a bank account with the foreign EIN number.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, there are some challenges, so you have to decide if you want to go down that route.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Patricia, how are you? Hey, Patricia. Patricia, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so my question is, with the business address, do all or just the business trust need to have the business address, and then the family trust and the ministry trust, can they share the same address?
Yeah, that's a good strategy. So if you're going to build business credit, just know that that you are going to be pulling in that business trust onto the public side, because now it's going to be a part of the public records, okay?
Mhm.
So where you have the name of that entity, it has a credit profile, it has a DUNS number, you can look it up, things like that, okay? So you want a separate address specifically for that entity that's going to be visible in the public. And then you have your private family trust and your ministry trust that are private, and you're probably not doing things out here in society like that.
Mhm.
So you can have a separate address for those. So it depends on if you are building credit or not. If you're not going to build business credit with the business trust, then you can have one address for all three entities.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Lyric, how are you?
I'm good. I was gonna ask if you sent out access to the portal yet.
Yes, you should have received it. I felt like you got an email.
I'm only receiving the emails for the Zoom stuff. Is it because I didn't see it on there.
Check your spam. But if not,
Yeah, I
then
did.
okay, so then we will get with Dana and she'll be able to send you your login credentials.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Louisa.
Hey, sometimes you got to scroll down on the email, and that's how I see mine. But it was like an extra attachment. But I had a quick question, just with the and you don't have to answer, but I wanted to know, do you have a foreign EIN?
Do I? No, I don't.
No, so you don't have a foreign entity.
No, I have the same trust that you have. They're domestic. So
Okay.
I do not. I am working on it. I'm working on an international trust because I have property in Dubai. So I'm in the process. So that's why I go through the process first, and then I educate you guys on that process. So I'm establishing an international trust, and I will have a foreign EIN because I have property outside of the United States.
Okay. I have family I do business with in Haiti, but the thing is, I did I did do the foreign EIN number. I told them my address in Haiti and stuff like that. But like the other young lady just said, I was having a hard time. They were telling me to register it. So I had to register it with uh, I guess a county or state. So that was my issue. But when you do get yours done, please, I will be excited to join that class for the foreign EIN and how that
Yeah,
to
when I go through the process, I will show you guys, and then the international trust, I will be able to provide you guys with that as well. So absolutely. But my business partners, they have foreign EINs and they did not register their entities. So I'm not so that's not like fully correct. You don't have to register the foreign entity.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. All
It
right.
has to be a non-Hague country. So I don't know if Haiti is a non-Hague country, but you can
It
look that up.
was. It was
Oh,
a
okay.
non-Hague, but it was a non-Hague, but I heard it's Hague now, but I'm not sure. I have to
Okay, so I would go online and check that, because if it's a Hague country, that's probably why they made you register.
okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's why I love like doing this in a group, because you guys like deliver so much value. Ashley, you have a question?
Yes. I'm not sure if someone asked this, I think I missed it, but can I have the same virtual address over all trust accounts?
Yeah, you can. So, what I was mentioning was that if you are, you can have the same address for all three trusts for, simple purposes. But
Yeah.
if you are going to build credit with your trust, whatever trust that you decide, if it's the business trust, then you are going to be pulling it into the public records. And so now that address is going to be visible. So you want to segregate that by using a separate address for that entity that you're going to now make a public record profile for, because you're doing, things like building credit with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, this will have to be separate. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then Tina asks, can the grantor be the same for all trusts? Yeah, you can have the same grantor for your business trust, your family trust, and the ministry trust. All right, guys. So we are wrapping it up for today. So today was day 2 of the Wealthy Trustee program. Tomorrow we are going to be setting up our ministry trust. We're going to be becoming ordained ministers for our ministry trust, and we're going to apply for the tax exempt organization EIN for that entity. All right. So because we're going to be doing an EIN application, you might want to get your address for that specific organization, because we're going to do it live together. So I find out that sometimes people are not able to do it because they're waiting on that address. Okay, so get your address. And then on Thursday, we are going to be establishing business credit for the business trust. We're going to do board meetings and promissory notes. And then on Friday, we are going to be transferring assets into the trust. And then we are going to be learning about infinite banking for our for our trust. Okay. So I do have homework for you guys. So please get into the Facebook group. The name of the Facebook group is Wealthy Trustee Community. Okay. So there's another Facebook group called 7 Ways to Wealth, but that is not for the trustees. You have to be in the Wealthy Trustee Community. You received it in the emails that you got for with the resources. Okay. So go to that link, get into the Facebook group. And if you haven't introduced yourself, please introduce yourself. I saw some introductions yesterday, so please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. We have over 200 trustees in there, so we want to know exactly who you are. So today's homework, yesterday was introduction, today is post, right? And so I want you to post and let everybody know why you decided to be a trustee and set up your trust, right? Why did you decide to go down this route of setting up your trust, becoming a trustee, breaking generational curses and changing the trajectory of your family, let us know in the Facebook group. Okay, so that is it for today. Shante, do you have any final words? That is it for today.
I did have just a quick question for tomorrow because I'll have to do the recording. When you do the ordainment, so I'm already ordained minister, will you also go through the form that we have to file with the IRS? Is it the 4361 to correct our status as ministers?
So I'm not going to go through, no, I'm not going to go through that form. I'm just going to do for time purposes, I only just show you how to become ordained.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Louisa, do you have a question before we close out?
Yes. Could she, what was the form that she just mentioned? I never heard of it. And then two, that just slipped my mind because, but yeah, it slipped my mind. But the form she had mentioned, I never heard of that.
Okay, Shante, do you mind telling her the form?
It's the 4361. You would basically be letting the IRS know that you're a minister, so then that removes taxes.
So you have a lot of ministerial benefits.
Okay, thank you for that. And then it was the Facebook group. I was trying to see if I had it in my email and I did not.
It was, did you get it? So it's inside of the email where you receive the documents, where you receive the Zoom link.
Okay.
It's
okay,
right
then
under the Zoom link. I know it's in the one from today. I saw it.
Okay, I'll check it. I'll get in the group. Thank you.
All right, you're so welcome. All right, so everyone have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.